And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live right here at Citizen Television. On to business news. And former Chase Bank of Kenya chairman Zafrullah Khan was today charged with several counts of fraud that led to the troubles that befell the lender. Khan was charged alongside 7 other former officials of the bank for jointly conspiring and stealing billions of shillings from the bank. Patrick Ogunza has the details.
The proceedings to discuss the contents of the statements.
The ex-Chase Bank chair appeared before Senior Principal Magistrate Mother Mutuku to answer several charges of fraud.
It is alleged that between the 28th...
Zaf Khan, alongside 7 other individuals, are accused of jointly conspiring with the intent to defraud Chase Bank Limited of 1.6 billion shillings by pretending that the amount was genuine loan facilities disbursed in an ordinary loan processing manner. Khan is also accused with several other counts of theft, some of which he conducted in collusion with the said individuals. The fraud, according to State Prosecutor Mungai Warui, resulted in the loss of close to 10 billion shillings worth of customer deposits. The prosecutor submitted an application asking the court not to grant Mr. Khan any bond, terming him a flight risk capable of absconding trial. But in opposing that application, Khan, through lawyer Siso Miller, asked to be released on bond or bail terms pending his hearing. He based his submission on a medical appointment in the United States in the coming days. Khan, who was the only one present in court, tops the list of individuals who by design or default crafted and implemented the Chase Bank gravy train. This the lender's receiver managers previously said was delivered through a number of third-party companies disguised as special purpose vehicles, but whose benefits lined up pockets of individuals and not the lender. According to a forensic audit, Khan lived a luxurious life, bought properties and awarded himself hefty bonuses and consultancy fees. All this without due respect to set guidelines on the banking industry corporate governance. A ruling on whether or not he will be granted a bond or bail will be made on Friday. He's currently being held at the Kileleshwa police station. Patrick Igunza, JKL.
Thank you, Patrick. Now, regional governments have been asked to partner with the private sector to boost the state of infrastructure and lower the cost of doing business. According to Britam Asset Managers, these partnerships will also lead to an increased pace of economic growth that today stands at between 7 and 8%. BAM CEO Kenneth Kaneo at a press conference this morning also attributed lack of the development partnership to the region's bottom half ranking in the global competitiveness.
We're talking about alternative sources of financing beyond just the Eurobonds and the foreign aid and the commercial banks. So we feel that there's a lot of local money that is tapped up, and especially institutional money, pension funds and insurance companies. But a lot of this money has not been brought to bear in as far as infrastructure investments are concerned.
On to Imperial Bank news, and over 65 billion shillings belonging to depositors of Imperial Bank Limited is still being held, even as the Central Bank of Kenya says current owners are free to bid for the sale of the bank under receivership. Mumbi Warui has the details.
The revelation of 65 billion shillings in deposits came from a tense meeting held by the Central Bank of Kenya's Governor Patrick Njoroge and 300 depositors out of the 5,000 in their books. The meeting held at a Nairobi hotel, ensembling the agony, pain and suffering that the depositors recounted for the second time before the regulator in nearly 2 years. A meeting that even journalists were guided on how to cover.
I would like to plead with the governor to please pay us some money. There are some depositors who are really suffering. They have no money for medical bills. They have no money for school fees. This is ridiculous. You can't hold the money like this.
At the time the CBK placed the beleaguered bank under receivership, depositors had been promised a minimum payoff of 40% of their savings. So far, they have only received 10% of this in the third cash disbursement.
The IPL case is quite complicated. All of you have pain points. And I think, at least the ones I know, there are many, many pain points, as I say, all of you.
The management of the bank was taken over by the regulator in October 2015 under what was termed as unsound banking practices. Since then, the regulator and the Kenya Depository Insurance Corporation and shareholders of the bank have had a long-drawn legal battle in an attempt to salvage the institution. Most recently, the CBK issued a notice for an expression of interest from investors and further requesting for an additional year to manage the bank.
No bank has expressed any interest, and this is why we're starting this process.
The Wednesday's meeting seeking to reassure the wary depositors that all was not lost. The regulator also says current shareholders of the bank are welcome to buy in if they so wish. Mombi Waroe, JKL.
All right, thank you, Mumbi, there. Now, that's the end of the business news for now. We're going to go to sports, get the latest sports headlines from around the world. Here's Citizen Television's Michael Okinyi. Sorry.
Don't miss out on the world's last under-18 IAAF championships right here in Kenya at the Kasarani Stadium.